Hey, what's up, guys? Today we will start off with creation of a Citrix MCS Gold image. I've already got a vanilla Windows Server 2019 image built and ready to go. I've got the base apps and all of my line of business apps already installed on this image. On this specific image itself, we will normally be installing three core components of Citrix. We'll be installing the Citrix VDA 2402, the Citrix WEM agent 2311, as we already have, a Citrix WEM environment up and ready, and we also will be installing Citrix Connection Quality Indicator on this specific video. So let's start off with the install. I've already pre-downloaded all of the ISO, so I'm just going to quickly mount 2402 ISO on this box. Let's start off with the Virtual Apps and Desktop 2402. I'll go ahead and click on Start Virtual Apps and Desktop. And in there, you can only see that we need to be selecting the VDA agent for the multi-session OS, which is Windows Server 2019. I'll click on that option. So as you can see, you are presented with a couple of options up here. Now, as we are normally creating an MCS image, we'll be using the first option, which is create a master MCS image. If we were creating a PVS image, I would normally be using the second option. And if I already had a manual box, a standalone remote machine, I would use the third option. But in this case, we're going ahead and creating an MCS image. So I'll just leave that on default and click next. I will click next. In my environment, I do not have any proxy configuration for the gateway services. So I won't be ticking this option. I won't be even ticking the VDA upgrade agent. I'll leave that as it is. Citrix backup and restore services, I'll make sure it's disabled. Now, if I was using a VDA, if I using a Citrix cloud, I would definitely make sure that I have these two options enabled. And if I'm using the Rentress protocol with gateway services for a proxy, I would enable that. But in my case, I'll just leave it as it is. I'll just keep the default Citrix Profile Management WI plugin. Yeah, I want that as well. And I will also take machine MCS storage optimization. So this is the new storage optimization that provides multi-tier write cache solution, allowing to balance between the cost of each tire. So I will definitely go ahead and click this option. This normally installs a specific driver. So I could normally leverage one of the settings when I normally create a new machine catalog within Studio. So I'll click that option. I'm not using AppV in my environment, so I'll keep that unticked and I'll click next. I'll just add in the names of the boxes. I mean, you can also do it through a GPO or you can do it later as well. It doesn't matter, but I'll just do it as I'm already in there. And I'll make sure I'll just test it. I should get a green tick if all is good, and I'll click on add. I'll add my other DC as well, my test connection. And I'll go ahead and click next. I will tick remote assistance. I would also tick the real-time audio transport because I'll be using that, and screen sharing for director. Now, if I had this VDAs of my, if they're not running on premise, I would, or if, let's say they are running somewhere in one of the clouds, either in Azure, AWS, or Google, you would need to tick this option. But in this case, as everything is on premise, I'm just going to leave that option as it is and click next. And I'll keep all of the default ports so that it automatically gets added to my Windows firewall, and I'll click next. And I will click install. So at this point, it will go ahead and install all of the prerequisites and the core components of VDA. I'm just going to skip this video and make sure that all of the components are installed and come back to you. So as you can only see that the components have successfully been installed. I'm just going to untick the diagnostic information and click next. and all of these components are successfully installed. I'll just click on restart machine and click finish. I'll just relog in back into the VM. And as you can see, the VDA component is installed successfully. If we have a look at the event viewer, the logs of the event viewer, we should also be able to see that this VDA is successfully registered to the delivery controllers. So we head towards the application logs of Windows. And as you can only see from the logs, there is a log, there's an event ID 10112 that's just got logged in, and you can see that the Citrix desktop service has successfully registered with this specific delivery controller. So I'm just going to close off that and start off with the other Citrix core component, which is the WEM agent that needs to be installed on the master image as well. So the version that we're installing up here is 2311, which is the latest CR. So as you can, as I already have a complete WEM infrastructure up and running, and this is the part where we'll be installing the agent on the VDA itself. If you guys have missed the infrastructure setup, I already got a different video of that already uploaded. Please make sure that you watch through it so you can see how the entire our WEM environment has been set up. So I'll go ahead and click on the agent, and I'll agree the licensing term and click install. I'll click next. Go and click next. In this environment of ours, you get two options. So, what kind of deployment type is your WEM? In our case, it's an on-premise deployment. So I'm going to click on on-premise. If you had a WEM agent already using the cloud service, you would normally select that one. But in our case, I'm just going to click on-prem and click next. In this configuration of infrastructure service, I'm just going to type in name, the FQDN name. So this is the FQDN name of the load balancer where we went ahead and load balance the Citrix WEM services on the NetScaler. So, oh, that's the FQDN name. I'll just keep that as it is and click next. Uh, I'll leave the alternate cache location default at the moment, but in the other video where we'll be creating and working on a previous image, I would normally be using an alternative drive as it would be a non-persistent VDA. So I'll leave this at the moment as it is and click next and click install. You can see that the WEM agent has successfully installed. I'll click finish and close. The last core component of Citrix that I'll be installing up here is the Citrix Connection Quality Indicator version 23.11. I've already downloaded that on my machine as well. So I'm just going to run that. I'll accept the terms, click install. I'll untick the participation in customer experience and click on finish. Close that window. I might give this box a restart once. I'll re-log in back into my VDA. With this step, you want to make sure that every single application of yours is all ready. And I'll be doing the last step in here, which is I'll be sealing this image using a tool called BISF, which I already I've got that installed, and I've got few GPUs for that as well configured. So I'll just run that tool utility. So it will normally do the whole sealing process of this OS. This is a lot of settings are normally going to be covered. Like it will rim your Office, your Windows Server 2016, 2019, depending on whatever OS you have. It does the optimization for your .NET, and it runs a couple of other utilities as well. So I'm just going to start that process, which might take a good couple of minutes for the script. And once the script is completed, the last step in this specific process would be is this script will automatically shut down this VM and take a snapshot. So what we'll normally do is I'll let this script run, and once the machine is shut down, I'll come back. So as you can see that the BISF script sealing process is completed and the VM is shut down. At this stage, I'm just going to go ahead and create a snapshot. Uh, I'll take a snapshot of this and I'll just call it, give it an appropriate name, one, and I'll click on snapshot, and that looks all good. At this point, I think we will continue in our next session where I will normally be starting off with creation of machine catalog and creation of delivery group and using this existing image to normally spin some VMs out of it. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Hasta la vista from Citrix Sage. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.